What did you learn today?
What did I learn? That I'm exhausted after pretending to be you. Although I feel like I did a lot of stuff that wasn't really you. I do realize you wear a lot of different hats. Like you do so many different things in the day. And you have to keep switching like your mindset into different roles, which was exhausting.
I feel like there's so many things in your day that I didn't even get to do because there's no way of showing them, but they're actually so demanding, like coming up with a recipe. Like I was just following a recipe and I'm glad that it turned out good. But it's like, I think about like the creativity that's needed to actually come up with the recipe. So when you're creating like a whole menu, like making sure it's different, making sure it's unique, making sure that it tastes good, and you have to test it so many times. Like I'm sure that what I did today was good, but you would keep testing it again and again and again to make it better. Yeah. And you would be like, you'd have to make the same thing like multiple times. And those are not things that we can show, like those are not things that I can just do today. Yeah. And then all the study that you've put in, like, one of the things I appreciate about you is that it's not just that you can cook and make something taste good, it's that you really understand the science behind it and you really understand how it affects people who eat it. And I think that's different. I think making stuff that tastes good, like that's what I did today. I made something that maybe tasted good.
Yeah, you did.
But I don't know if it actually is going to be easy to digest. I don't know what type of person that food is good for. I don't know who's going to benefit from eating that type of food. And I think you're so knowledgeable in understanding what to cook for what. Like when you cook for me, it's so much about who I am and what my diet is. It's not just like, oh, let's make something tasty. And I think that's the real art and skill that you have, even more than making it taste good. And I don't know if you've taught me all that.
Can we just take a moment to realize that you were meant to make pasta and you improvised and like was happy to just change within like a moment of
Happy's not the right word.
No, but what's amazing is like if I was doing a script of yours and I did that monologue, if I was to do that and then suddenly you were like to me and I prepared it and I was really ready to do it, and then after 1 second of me just about to do it, you were like to me, no, you have to do a whole different script. I would be terrified of doing that. And I think like it's cooking for me in my mind, I'm like, oh, it's easy, you just have to do this. But watching you not know how to, like you didn't know that you had to drain the can of beans before you put it into the thing. Like you would have literally put the whole tin in. And it actually was really good for me to...
I drained it.
No, you drained it because it said it in the recipe.
Yeah, it said it in the recipe.
But for me, it was really good to observe because it's exactly the same as you doing your monologue. What's natural to you, it's because you've practiced it for so long. And for me, it's just common knowledge. In my mind, I'm like, oh, duh, obviously you do that. Like, how would you not? But it was really good for me to see it from someone's eyes who doesn't have that, like who hasn't had the experience, and being able to apply it into other people's lives in the things that they're good at. Yeah, that was really good. You took it on like a trooper.
Thanks.
Took on the challenge.
Thanks.
Did a really good job.
For you, it was out of love, that's why.
I know, I could taste it. Tasted the love and fear. Let's be honest, I didn't actually do what Jay does when he goes into the office, but I think I understood the fact that the way that I did it, if I was to run a business in that way, there would be no business. Just cool to see his visions come alive because I literally don't see it. I see him at home most of the time, and so I never really go to the office. I hear about things he's doing, but to see it put into practice was really interesting. I even told them all to take the afternoon off, but they actually stayed. I think overall, and with that, I just feel like there's so much energy that goes into stuff like that. And I think when you see the final product, it's so easy to be like, oh, that was like a 2-minute video or whatever, however long it is. But the amount of energy that goes into that and podcasts and preparation for it, but even the energy that goes into just speaking it and giving that much energy so that other people on the other side feel that, it's a lot. And sometimes he does, like, you film sometimes 4 videos in a day, like the monologues for it or more. You film like 3 podcasts a day sometimes. Like, it's so much energy. And I remember doing one podcast of his, like where I was the guest speaker, and I was exhausted after doing that one, and that was 1.5 hours, and you do 3 sometimes. And so I think, but when I watched the finished product, it looked like we were just having a really chill conversation, but it's really tiring being able to give other people your energy. And when you're doing it to a camera, if you're doing it well, you're really trying to get the energy across to people that are watching it. And so I think it just made me realize it's so important to understand the background and the prep work that goes into stuff like that, because it's so easy to see a finished product and think it's just so easy, but yeah, it's really not.
Going to the gym, and you know, I already knew that you're someone who pushes yourself at the gym. Like, you always push yourself, and it's not to get just an external result. You just enjoy pushing yourself and challenging yourself and growing yourself. And the best thing that Lou said was just like, and this is really who you are, and I think my teams felt it today, and she was just like, Radhi is just like this big, bright ball of energy and love.
Oh, I love Lulu.
And it was always just, she was just like, even when Radhi's tired, like, she just comes with so much love and energy, and she just keeps going for herself, and she's always there for me. And it was just like, you know, that's really who you are to me as well, and that's who you were to my office today, and that's the best quality about you that I think everyone who watches your work or interviews or Instagram, like, it's just who you are. Like, there's nothing about you that's filtered or crafted or anything. It's just who you are, and I love that about you, and that's your best quality. And the best thing is everyone sees it in your life. I think that's the key, that whether it's your friends, whether it's the people you work with, whether it's trainers, whoever works with you feels that way about you. And that's like, I mean, there's nothing better than that.
I'm telling you, they got tired of me by the end of it.
No, but I feel that way about you.
They were like, in the office, they were like, all right, we're done now, stop.
You know, our message with this video, and why we did it for real, is we want to propose and recommend and suggest that all the couples out there, even friends, that you try this out. That for just one day, you swap your life. Whether you're a stay-at-home mom or dad, whether you both go to the office, for one day, just experience it, because what it does is it gives so much more respect to your partner for what they do, and a genuine sense of understanding. It's like when you walk a mile in someone's shoes, it's like, but we never walk a mile in the shoes of the people that are right next to us. When you do this, you just get such a deep sense of respect and love and understanding about each other that really you can't get another way.
I know in theory what you do, but I didn't know in practicality. And I think just breaking down like the amount of time spent doing certain things, the amount of energy you feel goes into certain things, and really exchanging that information, because sometimes it's not practical to go into other people's work.
True.
But really breaking it down for the other person to, yeah, show them what you have to do and how much time and energy goes into it.
I feel like the office is going to be really let down when I go back.
Oh yeah, I definitely think that. Yeah. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, thanks. If you want even more videos just like this one, click on the boxes over here. And if you want to continue seeing these kinds of stories, you can subscribe by clicking the link right here.